Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. We just want to make sure that this is being recorded. Okay, so we're back to the sharing our opportunities. So we just posted an application for our upcoming July VISTA cycle. So we'll be recruiting for host sites to host VISTA members from July 2016 to July 2017. And again, that's indirect capacity building projects. We place them in communities or with colleges to work on anti-poverty focused projects. And there's a link to our application right there. And then Danette can share some upcoming AmeriCorps stuff.
So host site applications will come out for the 2016-17 academic year. Again, as I noted before, AmeriCorps teams work with College Access. So they have one leader for 900 hours, and they receive a stipend, healthcare, childcare help, and an education award. And they recruit student members from campuses, which preferably they would be work study so that they are getting compensated for their service, but then they all also receive an education award. And these two things that we're talking about are our year-round projects, not the summer. We're just letting you know everything we do.
Great. Thanks for that. Okay, so why we're here today, let's talk about our Montana Campus Compact summer programming priorities. So a little background is the priorities for these projects are to add or support meal sites. So some good meal sites for underserved communities, whether it's youth or elders. Education and programs that focus on school success in grades K through 12. Programming to enhance STEM projects, and STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math, as well as support projects to engage veterans and military families. I think you're supposed to be doing this part, so you can do the next one.
Okay, and programming to build capacity for students in grades 9 through 12, students working towards a GED or preparing for college or careers. Programming to prevent summer learning loss for students who attend Title I eligible schools and Department of Educational School Improvement grants. We do encourage students as members for the summertime, but of course they don't have to be, but it is encouraged. And there should be a campus partnership. So if you're a nonprofit that isn't associated with a campus, we highly encourage that you become partners with them. And then again, with the students as members, if there is summer work study available, then that is highly encouraged as well.
Okay, great. So some project examples, and these are examples from summer 2015. Flagship in Missoula applied, and they offer free after-school programming during the school year, and then they offer summer camps in the summertime. So they secured 3 VISTAs to recruit for volunteers, recruit for participants, and also run field trips and their summer camps. I think they had 8 summer camps that spanned across the whole summertime. And they focused on academic enrichment, so that was a great fit for us. Another great example is the Missoula Public Library. These are local examples, but again, you all are statewide, and we're offering these programs statewide. Just keep that in mind. So Missoula Public Library offered a Stop Summer Slide program, and the VISTA, or the summer member, recruited volunteers and participants for their makerspace summer camp, and they led STEAM camp, so that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And as well as they promoted library programs and resources at the local farmers markets, and they also taught beginner level computer classes. So that was another, that's definitely in our priorities. Okay, so some benefits for you. There's a bunch, but here are some. Creating service learning opportunities for students, leveraging resources to assist in community problem solving, so to reach those unmet needs, increasing your impact in the community, again for those unmet needs, and then also participating in a national movement of AmeriCorps, and with our focus on renewing the public purposes of higher education. Additionally, it's a great cost benefit for you and your organization, and we'll get into that a little more, but so our summer members will be serving full time with you at a fraction of the cost of paying of a full-time staff member.
So our summer member benefits, their members receive a living allowance, which is equal to the amount received by full year members, so that serving in the same area for $31.99 an daily rate. That's not an hour. For a total of $2,239. Again, if you get students and they're doing work studies, so that would be part of their compensation for that. And then an education award for the 10 weeks of service is $1,222.22. And VISTAs can have a cash award. Instead of an education award, they can choose to have cash only award, which is $287.70. But that's only VISTAs, not AmeriCorps.
Okay, great. I think that's you.
Summer members do not receive health care, life insurance, child care allowances, or relocation allowances. So there will be, we would appreciate a lot of effort to find members within your own communities to serve.
I think that's you too.
That's me too. All right, AmeriCorps versus VISTA. So we have some problems figuring out the differences as well, so don't feel bad if you're confused by why we're saying AmeriCorps and VISTA. But AmeriCorps members, so for the summer program, AmeriCorps members work 300 hours of service in 10 weeks. Our members do have to fill out timesheets and keep track of their hours. Versus a VISTA, who is just on 24/7, we don't ask that you work a VISTA more than like the 40 hours a week, but they're just on all the time, so they are available to you. AmeriCorps members, again, the work study eligible, and for AmeriCorps projects support unmet community needs around education and college access. For the VISTAs, projects to support full-time VISTA projects, and VISTA support of anti-poverty work, but also education, which leads to bringing someone out of poverty.
So one thing to remember about this is that, or we really want to emphasize, is that we have one application. So we encourage you to fill out the application, and then we're going to kind of delegate who's most applicable for our AmeriCorps program versus our VISTA program. So I wouldn't worry about this. If you have a preference, you can specify that. But again, they're receiving the same benefits and education award. You're probably going to work them the same amount, just the difference is, again, the time logs. So we're going to figure that out on our end.
And we'll let you know. Both of them are going to be wonderful to have at your sites.
This is you too.
All right, so work study for eligible students. We ask that you speak to the financial aid work study office and find out if there is summer work study spots available, so that we can recruit from summer work study. The summer work study members would also receive an education award, so it doesn't change that, but it does replace the stipend. And for the University of Montana summer work study form, and there's a link there for you to go out and look and see what they have. So some schools do summer work study and some do not. We were just up at Flathead Valley Community College, and they don't have summer work study, so it would be important to reach out to your campuses and find out. But so the fee to host an AmeriCorps member at your site is $850 for the 10 weeks. But if they are work study, it's only $200. So that's also an incentive to go with work study.
Great. So our summer members will begin service on June 1st and end service on August 9th. So that's about 70 days. There's some flexibility about when the members will start. They can start as early as May 1st and end as late as August 31st, but they won't usually exceed that 70-day time frame. And then our basic criteria, members must be at least 18 years of age. For AmeriCorps, it's actually at least 17 years, and VISTA, it's 18. So again, there's some flexibility there. They must serve on a full-time basis, and they must not be listed on the National Sex Offenders Public Registry. Anything else to add to that?
And we'll do criminal background checks?
Yes, and we'll do criminal background checks and fingerprinting.
And we handle all of that in our office, so it's not something that you have to worry about, which is more convenient for you.
Great. So if there are any questions so far, we're kind of going through this, but please don't hesitate to either we can unmute you, or if you have a question, you can put it in the chat bar and we can unmute you. We definitely want to encourage questions along this process, but we're gonna just move on to our application instructions. Many of you may already be familiar with our application. We posted it on our website, but it's also here in a link. And I encourage you to, if you haven't yet filled it out, to go back on. We kind of made some alterations and changed things around to better accommodate our program priorities. So there's the most updated version is on the website. If you've already started filling it out, that's fine. But we think the one up there is just covering, again, all of our priorities and is a little more user-friendly. So we ask that you submit the application in Word format, so it's a workable document. That way we can help you to structure, and we'll go through the different pieces of the application, but a lot of times it's kind of a back and forth process to make sure that our priorities are aligning with your project. And then we're asking you to submit an MOU and attachments with signatures. You can scan them in, but we'd also want a hard copy, and those instructions are in the application as well. And you can submit them to grants@mtcompact.org. And the application deadline, and we'll say this again, but the application deadline, the priority deadline is March 4th, which is coming up soon, but we're still going to be taking applications after that if need be. Okay, so right now we're going to go to, I think you just click on, so bear with us as we shift over here. Let's go do the example one right there.
Nope, that did not.
Oh, let's go to stop share. And then go back to share screen. And then let's just go to desktop.
Is it this one?
Yeah, it is.
Is that the build
Yep,
out?
yep.
All right. Nope.
Or maybe
New share.
Okay, 1 second while I figure this out. How about you close it? I think it's just popping up on this other screen. So we might have to, yeah, there we go. Good work. Okay, so this is an example of an application. It's not this year's application. As you see, it says 2015. It's also VISTA specific, summer associate, but again, we're encompassing 2 different programs. We're calling it Summer Member application. The deadline's different. So again, this is last year's application. I want to make that very clear. But we thought we'd just go through it quickly with you just to give you a sense of what we're looking for. So we're going to scroll down. I highlighted some things. You can see the title is one of our priority focus areas. That's a great start right there of just putting in your title something that we're specifically looking for. And this is Children's Museum of Bozeman. And they listed a MTCC institution, or so a campus of MSU Bozeman. And again, Danette talked about this, but the campus partner, you can use them in a lot of different ways. They can help you with your programming. If you have some specific contacts there, you can use them to recruit students for volunteers, or you can use them to recruit a student for your summer member. If you want some help figuring out that campus partner, feel free to contact us. We definitely want to assist you in any way that we can. Okay, let's scroll down. So these are the priority programming areas. There's some updated ones on our new application to encompass hunger initiative, STEM learning, or STEM programming, as well as summer lost learning. But they chose education, which is great. And then we keep scrolling down. And the project description, some things we want to remember, we encourage you to focus on is remembering to focus on the unmet needs, whether it's through education or through anti-poverty work. Those are big pillars of the work that we do with AmeriCorps and VISTA. And also to expanding program impact. How is this VISTA going to expand your impact, whether it's in your community or across the state, reaching disadvantaged youth? That's another big focus area. So I just highlighted some things, but this is a great example of just a very thorough a thorough description of the work that this project is doing. And again, there's another piece of sustainability. That's another big keyword. Certainly with VISTA, is building sustainability of a program. Okay, so for the project assessment, we want to know how this project will specifically alleviate poverty and what community needs this project will address. These are some good examples of pretty thorough. Something that I would add is include statistics, and they put this in this new application too, just kind of in the caption area, is we would love to know local or regional statistics just to back up the need that you're describing. Okay, we can keep scrolling down. Okay, there's some basic stuff. We can keep scrolling through these. And then this is the VISTA. Now it's the summer member assignment description will be this time around. But this assignment description is the backbone of the summer member's work. We ask you to delineate the goals, the objectives, and the activities. And again, we just ask that you be as specific as possible with what are your goals, include some specific targets. And these are some great examples. So an objective is the project will provide high quality, hands-on enrichment activities in the STEM disciplines to support summer, can't see that, summer skills. And then an activity specific to that objective is that the VISTA or the summer member will assist Children's Museum of Bozeman's programs and exhibit coordinator to design and implement the summer drop-in program for children ages 5 to 8, as well as work closely with the STEAM Lab coordinator to implement STEAM Lab summer programs for children. So again, these are very measurable, specific objectives and activities. That's what we'd love to see. Okay, and here we are at the project performance measures. And again, these are changed around in the new application, but we just really, what we want to convey here is to choose an output and an outcome that you can measure, that your project is prepared to actually measure, because the summer member will be submitting monthly reports specifically on these outputs and outcomes. And you'll also be asked to submit at the end of the term, kind of an impact report, kind of highlighting the work that the member has been doing within these outputs and outcomes. We also have a new column that's focusing on targets. We want to know, say, can you scroll up a little bit? So for example, this output, ED2, number of students completing an education program with the VISTA Summer Associate or with the VISTA member, or Summer Member. We want to know how many students. So we have a column for targets, and we say 50 students. So we just want to, again, encourage you to think about how many people, how many youth, how many community members you and the summer member will be impacting. Okay. And then we got rid of this section, so scrolling down. Then the last part is the summer member position description. And this is what we'll be posting on our recruiting materials. So once we accept your application and we say, great, we want you to host summer member, either through AmeriCorps or VISTA, we're gonna be recruiting members for you, and we're gonna help you through that process. So we're gonna post it on a My AmeriCorps portal, which we'll get into more specifically down the line. We'll have another call about that. But this is your chance to really sell your program and to recruit a member who you think would be a great fit. So it's just an example. We can scroll down. Required qualifications. They say, join the team at Children's Museum of Bozeman and create lifelong learners. So be as creative as you want to with them and cater it specifically to your personality or to your work culture to recruit the best fit. Okay, and I think that might be it. And there's some other basic stuff, but this was the main components. Okay, so we can get out of this and go back to, I think we can just, there we go. Okay, so again, this is just summing up everything that I just described. And again, I'll send this out. We'll send this out for you to refer to, but just some great tips about what specifically we're looking for. The application may look daunting to you. We've got a lot of different pieces, but we do it for a reason. And again, we're here to help. So at any point during the process you're running into some confusion or questions, feel free to contact us. Okay. This one? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So, and again, we'll go into this more detail once we have accepted you as a host site. That we would love for you to help in recruiting local members. Again, we're not providing any funds for them to move across the country to come be a summer member in Montana and with your site. And because it's such a short term of 10 weeks, if you can start thinking about people who you think would be a great fit, people who already know your programs or have already volunteered or are passionate about the work you do, those are great fits to offer them a position for the summer and when they get a stipend and some money to put towards loans or further education. Also, we expect you to supervise the summer members and support them once they're assigned to your host site. And then to complete all the reporting requirements by our deadlines, and we're going to get into that further down the road. I don't know if you heard the university bell there, but I guess it's 12:30. Whatever time, 10:30. So again, I've mentioned this before, but we require monthly reports from summer members. We'll be tracking progress, as well as we want to hear from you about how it went at the very end. And we also expect you to pay, whether it's $200 for a work study placement or $850 total for a non-work study. I think this one's you.
As Erin noted earlier, our priority application deadline is March 4th, with our hope to be able to choose sites by the 8th. We'll review them from the 4th to the 8th. Award notifications will be sent out on the 8th, and if you haven't applied yet, then it'll be your priority ones. Recruitment calls. So on the 16th, we will host another one of these fun and exciting webinars and talk more about recruiting members and your responsibilities versus ours. And pre-service orientation for summer members. We have it scheduled for June 1st at 1 p.m.
It's a webinar, yeah.
Awesome.
We'll be finding out more details about what that's going to look like.
And summer members start on the same day. So I guess we'll be doing another fun webinar on June 1st for
Lots of webinars.
All right.
Okay, now we'd love to open it back up if we can figure out how to do that.
I need it.
Back to maybe we can stop the share for now, and then go to manage participants. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, we just unmuted everyone, so you should be able to, if you're muted specifically within your computer, we'd love to know if you have any questions for us.
Your application didn't scroll. This is Jean with Boys and Girls Club in Bozeman.
Oh, it didn't scroll.
Yeah, it didn't scroll. It just was on the front page the whole time.
That's bad. Sorry about that. So what we can do is, we can, well, I don't want to email it out. I think hopefully you gain some information from what I was saying, but again, the application tips on the webinar, and we'll email the webinar out. The application tips should basically summarize what I was mentioning. I don't want to send that one out because it's different than our current application, and I don't want to cause any confusion there. So our apologies, but hopefully the application tips will just summarize those talking points again.
Well, we already completed our application, but I just wanted to check to see if it fits into the format that you want.
Great. Yeah. So we have your application?
I have it ready to be scanned. I just wanted to do the webinar first.
Great. Yeah, we appreciate you being here.
Getting that in.
And that's wonderful. And again, that's great. And I think if you submit that as a Word format, that'd be great. And I think some
it is in the Word.
Some prior versions did not have that on there. But we'll be in contact with you once we receive that. If we do need some changes or if we do want some adjustments, we'll take that on a case-by-case basis. So.
Okay. And you're in Helena right now, or where are you?
We're based in Missoula.
Okay. I mentioned at my board meeting last night, I have coaches from MSU on our board, so we're working with Missoula.
That's great.
They were happy with that.
Is anyone on here? Did anyone who is on here have a summer member last year and would like to share that experience?
Not to call you out, Ro, but I see that you're on.
Yeah, sure. I was going to say. I can share. We've had several summer vistas for the GUTS program at the YWCA, and they're so awesome. We've been able to hire kind of internally with former girls who've done the program and then also community volunteers. And so I just think it's a great program and a good fit for a lot of people just looking for a summer job. And I actually did have a question too. Do we have to qualify for the VISTA program, do we have to have an existing year-round full-time VISTA at our organization?
Yeah, good question. I was thinking that I should have mentioned that. So it's, we prioritize programs or organizations who have a current VISTA member there, but it's not a requirement.
Okay.
You're talking year-round vistas, not summer.
Yeah, so basically if an organization was to have a year-round VISTA currently placed, a great fit for a summer member would be to help with the direct service side of that VISTA project through your summer work. It's not a requirement, it's just a priority. Good question.
Great. Yeah.
This is Rick Johnson from Grand Street. The question I have is, if they're not from the local area, do you find them housing, or how does that work?
We definitely want to talk with you about that. Again, it's usually a case-by-case basis where we're helping you to solidify housing, but we really encourage the host sites to help with that, whether to connect them to other VISTAs potentially, or AmeriCorps serving in that community that might have better connections to cheaper housing options. But we definitely rely on host sites to take the lead on that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question. We have a question, when it comes to STEM and summer this is from Amy. When it comes to STEM and the summer learning loss prevention, it says it is designed for students who attend Title I schools. How does that work with community programs that are not part of the school district, like the YMCA? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that specifically, but I think, again, it's a priority of Title I schools. Do we have to be serving only Title I schools? No, and again, these are the priorities. So Title I schools are priorities, but it doesn't mean that all the students need to be from Title I schools. We're just hoping that projects are helping to serve disadvantaged students, but it doesn't mean to be the sole overall focus of any program. Hopefully that answers your question. Great. Great questions. Thanks for asking. Anyone else? Okay, great. Well, that was pretty short and sweet. So we'd love for you all to be in touch, either with an application or with questions. Again, we'll email out those slides so that you have Danette and my contact information. The deadline is coming up soon, but it's a priority deadline. And again, we want to work with you. We want to fill these spots, and we've got a bunch of them. So we're looking forward to being in touch with you all. And thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.